Welcome back. Tomato season is winding down, but it's never too late to think about next season. We have Matyas from Seeds for Generations to give us all the dirt on how to save seeds today so you have a bountiful harvest next summer. Welcome, Jason.
Thanks so much for having me, Amanda. It's great to be here.
I'm excited. I'm going to get right to it. Tell us about this process. It's quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, so I really appreciate having me here today. Tomatoes are one of my favorite crops to grow, and I'm really excited to share with people how they can save their own heirloom tomato seeds. So the first thing is you're going to want to make sure that you have the right kind of tomatoes. Hybrid tomatoes will not reliably produce the same kind of fruit in their children. So you don't want to save seeds from hybrid tomatoes. You only want to save seeds from heirloom or what's called open pollinated type tomato seeds. Okay, so the first step is that you're going to basically make sure you keep everything organized. So when you pick them, make sure that you label if you're using multiple varieties. That's the easiest thing to mess up in the process, is mixing up varieties. So make sure you have everything clearly labeled. Second, you're going to want to take your tomato and have a container to put it in. You're basically going to cut it open, and usually it's going to be easiest if you cut it across the middle, because what that'll let you do is kind of like an orange. You're going to want to be able to see the seed cavities inside, and then you basically just squeeze it out. And if you want to make sure you get all the seeds, then you can basically take your fingers and clean out all the cavities. Now, you'll notice that different types of tomatoes will have different amounts of juice. So make sure that you have all of the seeds covered in a liquid, and if they don't have enough, then you'll want to add some water to make sure that they don't dry out during the next step of the process. So in order to save tomato seeds reliably and have good germination, you have to remove the gelatinous coating around the seeds, which inhibits germination. And we do that through fermentation. In nature, the seeds will basically naturally do this because the fruit will drop to the ground, it'll rot, and it'll ferment in place. But to save them and have all of our seeds be able to germinate reliably, we have to ferment them. So what we do is put them into a container, make sure they're totally submerged, and then leave them at room temperature for about 3 days or until a white mold develops on the surface. Now I've got some here I did a few days ago. The white mold is not as visible on here, but you'll notice that there's basically juice with seeds in the bottom.
Yes.
And so basically the process we have to get the seeds out of all the other stuff is that we're going to rinse them. So we're going to start by putting our tomato seeds into our container, and some of them stuck in here, so you might have to put extra water into your container that you were fermenting in. And then the next step is to basically add water until you have all of your seed. The good seeds will drop to the bottom. Okay? Any gunk or flesh or stuff should float to the top, and then you're just going to basically once they settle, you're going to pour it out. And then you just repeat this process until you have nothing but clear water and seeds. And this will take a couple minutes for each variety. It might take 3 or 4 times, but you'll see how they basically drop to the bottom. There's a little bit of gunk in there that you'll pour out, and that one only actually took 2 times. And then you want to take a colander or a sieve, some kind of screen, and then pour them into there. And then again, you might have to add, can you hold that for me?
Yeah.
You might have to add some extra water. It's best if you pour it in before they settle, so while they're still floating in there, and pour quickly. And now we got all the seeds out. And then if they're kind of bunched up, kind of spread them out so that they have kind of a single layer of seeds. And then you want to prop this up on something so it doesn't have contact on the bottom, so it has plenty of airflow, and it'll take a day or 2 to dry out. You want to put them into a clearly marked container when you're done, so that you make sure that you know what the varieties are, and that's pretty much it.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. So we are kind of running out of time, but you do this. You sell seeds with through your family business. Can you tell us how folks can learn more about you guys?
Sure. So our family business, Seeds for Generations, we're a gardening family, and we've started this business about 10 years ago to help other people learn how to grow more food. So we sell seeds and books and other gardening resources, and we'd love to have some of these resources be available to your audience, as well as a special discount. So if you go to seedsforgenerations.com/allthedirt, on that page you'll have plenty of resources. You can sign up and get all that information.
Oh, that is so cool. Thanks for doing that for our viewers. I love that you guys are in town. Right? You guys are in Newcastle, right? So your local family, local business. So we'd love to support you. Thanks so much, Matyas from Seeds for Generations, for giving us all the dirt on how to save tomato seeds. That was really fascinating. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate being here.